Hey, Sal, I was thinking about this. We all seem to find us in this peculiar situation where what we might do is go to the gym or go and do a workout first thing in the morning. And then what happens is we sit all day. We like to call this the active couch potato, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hands up if you've been like that. Yeah, me. You too. You too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I thought what we might do is talk about the effects of actually sitting for such a long time. So we think that we're relatively active, and we're meeting all those guidelines that are set out by the World Health Organization, such as, moving, for 150 minutes a week type of thing. But we're not really doing anything else outside of that. So what can happen is we can start to feel this muscle tension and weakness, particularly in and around our hip flexors and our glutes and our lower back. And our lower back's one of those areas that we hear such a lot about when we're doing our fit flex workout, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you've heard that quite a lot. And what do you
Yeah.
think happens with when we're sitting such a long period of time in that part of our body? And then how do you see that playing out in those workouts?
Yeah. Like we have a lot of ladies that, if you're sitting and not doing anything, you've got to think those muscles are shrinking, they're not moving,
Yep.
and if you are that person that does that workout at a particular time in the morning, those muscles are going, okay, well, I need to be active for that little bit, but for the rest of it, I'm okay. So everything's starting to reduce, shrink, get tight. And we see that in the studio because then when the ladies come in, it's, oh, my back hurts if I do a squat, or my back hurts if
Yep.
I bend over, and those sort of things.
Yeah, and we particularly start to see it when we're doing like shoulder presses as an
Yeah.
example, or our push pulls, or even those tricep extensions when we're starting to use those shoulders, because we're starting to get that rounded back. So our posture is being impacted as well too. So we're not getting that nice straight line or that range of motion that we need. And so then we start to compromise it in different ways, and we put ourselves then at risk of injury. So, it has this
Mm-hmm.
really big roll-on effect as well too. But the other thing I was thinking about, Sal, was circulation as well too. So, we're not getting that blood flow, particularly if we're sitting like we are right now.
Mm.
And if we've been sitting for a long time, that blood's not getting down to those feet and those ankles. And if you're anything like me, you start to get cold toes, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, gee, my feet are cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that just impacts everything as well too. So,
And
and we,
everything freezes. You get up from the couch and it's, I need 5 seconds to move and straighten up, and the sounds start coming in.
yeah, I've heard ladies also tell me that when they've gone to get up, they've got to take it really, really slow to get up because their knees have locked in as well too. And that is because of that lack of movement as well too.
Mm.
And because we're sitting, that impacts that metabolic function as well too. And so that can have an impact then on our body composition. And we can start to notice, a little bit more sitting around our tummy, or, on our thighs, for example. So that's a big
Yeah.
thing as well. And I think it also flows on to putting us in those categories of health risks, those 40 different chronic illnesses that can start to show up as well too, because we do have this lack of movement that's going on in daily life.
Yeah.
Mm. So anything else you can think of in regards to, the impact that sitting has on us?
I think it has an impact on your posture too. I don't know about anybody else, but I always sit, like at
Mm.
night time watching TV, I sit on my left hip with my legs curled back.
Oh, curled, yeah, curled
Yeah,
underneath, yeah.
so I think it can have a big impact on your posture.
I,
sitting too much or sitting in different positions that is not normal for your body.
yeah, I particularly like it if I can get onto the floor during the day as well too. So I've got a little tiny table that I can put my laptop on to work from.
Yeah.
And I know that when you're sitting on the floor, you really can't sit in one position for too long. So you are more active in that sitting position, for want of a better
Yeah.
description. Yeah. So it really is, it does have this profound impact on our body. So, and I know that we've had a lot of rain here over the last few days.
Yeah.
And so, you know, in the past, I would always get outside and have a walk up and down the driveway even. And of course, I'm on a farm, so that's a long driveway. But I noticed that because it is raining, I just stay focused on sitting on the computer, and I keep working and I keep working and I keep working. And even though my step count might be high, I'm still not putting in any type of effort into that. So it really is a matter of being more conscious of moving more.
Yeah.
So, and I was thinking about, even if we did like an hour's workout, that's probably only what, about 4% of our day.
Yes.
So we've got 96% that we can play around with, that we can get more activity into. So I was thinking about what ideas can we give the ladies in regards to moving more. And so I was just even thinking about, just as I said, just standing up from the desk for a little bit. If you've got a sit to stand desk type of thing, so, you know, standing for a period of time, then sitting, or taking it to the floor is one option.
Yes.
Yeah. What other ideas you got?
I've got every 5 minutes, not every 5 minutes, set your alarm for 5 minutes every hour. You know, we have that download, you know,
Yeah.
where you're moving for 5 minutes every hour. You know, that adds up. 8 hours in a day, you know, that's a workout.
Yeah, absolutely. The other thing that I was thinking about, Stella, and we do this quite often, is walking meetings.
Yes.
So we just
Yeah.
get on the phone and we walk and we talk type of thing. So that can certainly have a positive impact on getting more movement into the day as well. And I think just if you've got a fitness tracker, using it, but not getting into the habit of ignoring it.
Yeah.
Because I know
Yeah.
a lot of ladies have told me that they set it, but then they do ignore it as well too. And so I was even thinking about the concept of 1 minute rather than even 5 minutes. You know, if that 1 minute was something that was high intensity, so it doesn't have to be high impact, but it certainly can be high intensity. Get that heart rate up, get it moving, feel your breath, um, feel yourself struggling, and, you know, then go back to it as well too. And this doesn't just apply to sitting at a desk either. It applies to sitting in the lounge chair, as an example, and, you know, binging on TV.
Yeah. Yeah. Sitting
Yeah.
in your car, like there could be some ladies out there who are delivery drivers or posties or something like that, you know. Park your van away from the building and get those extra steps in.
Yes.
You know, power walk to the building or shopping centre, those sort of things.
One of the things that's happening is, you know, I had to go and pick up the kids or the grandkids from school, and it is just chaos because it's raining. Everybody's picking the kids up. And so I don't even attempt to go down near to the school because you can see it just backing up further and further up the hill. So I just park up the top, you know, before we get down there, and I just walk down, and I can see cars, and I've actually got the kids, and we're walking back up the hill, and they're still in that queue trying to get down to actually get their kids. So, you know, just looking at what's available to you and how much more you can get into the day. Just recently, I have to take different people to doctor's appointments, right? And I know these doctor's appointments, but in some instances, are going to have long waits in the waiting room, or they're going to be long sessions that they're having with the doctors. So I plan it, and rather than sitting there reading a book waiting for them, I go, okay, where else can I go? I can walk down to the local shops, which are 10 minutes away. I can get a few groceries. I can walk back, or I can go to the nature reserve and I can go and have a meditation, or I can go for a trail, do a trail around the tracks in there. So there are a lot of opportunities. It's, I think, becoming more mindful rather than mindless about
Yes.
just doing what you normally do.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we can just go on robot mode and, just plod along during our day and not
Yeah.
think about what we're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the other thing is just simple stretches at the desk
Yeah.
as well too, big hugs like we're doing now, big hug around and, and then reaching back and opening up your chest. So lots of different things, or even taking your legs apart and sitting with them outside of the chair.
Yeah.
That's certainly going to put those legs in a different position as well too.
Toe
Any other ideas?
touches.
Toe touches, yeah, such a good one.
Just
Or
such
even
a good stretch.
yeah,
Yeah.
bringing the legs, bringing the toes up and, bring the hand down and touching the toes. And if you get up from the desk, you could do push-ups on your table as an example. You could do tricep dips in the couch. So
Yeah.
lots of opportunities when you're boiling the kettle, that's 2 to 3 minutes. So you could do 2 to 3 minutes of kettlebells or dumbbell swings. Wowza, that'd get
Yeah.
your heart rate up.
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. The other thing was just staying hydrated, just being more mindful to drink that little bit more, because if you're drinking a little bit more and you've been through menopause or you're going through menopause like you are, you lose 50% connectivity in your pelvic floor is
Yeah.
a big possibility type of thing. So therefore you're going to be going to the bathroom a lot more. So drinking a lot more sends you to the bathroom, which means you're going to move a lot more. And then you could add some activity into those bathroom breaks as well too. You could do jumping jacks, but if the pelvic floor is a little bit compromised, that's probably not the ideal thing to do.
No.
Yeah. So
Squats, push-ups.
yeah, squats, push-ups, high knees as an example, and marching arms. They're all just things that you can do, but it's really hard to break the cycle of doing what you currently do. And so it really does require you to be intentional in moving more. And I think the most important thing is remember that it's not about abandoning that morning workout or that afternoon workout, whichever you are doing. This regular movement throughout the day, some call them exercise snacks, we call them mini movements. They're just about adding these regular breaks throughout the day so that your body is not feeling the impact of that prolonged sitting, which ultimately is going to impact your health. And so we want to avoid that. We want to stay as healthy as we possibly can as we're aging.
And as mobile and flexible as we possibly can too.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything to add, Sel, to wrap it up?
I know one of our clients, just to add in there, one of our clients, Alison, we had a tracker. We got our ladies to track how long they were sitting.
Oh, yes.
And yeah, so she was tracking and she was quite shocked at how long she was sitting during the day. And it worked out for her 14 hours that she was sitting.
That's up there, isn't it?
It is up there. And she was quite shocked.
She would be, because
she didn't think that she would. No.
And I wouldn't have thought that of Alison either, because she is someone who's involved in the Red Hatters. They're always, planning dance routines and all sorts
She's
of
always doing
activities.
Dancing.
Yeah. So I would not have expected that.
I think, this was probably about 2 years ago, 2-3 years ago that we did that tracking thing. Yeah, so it was quite a shock for her that it was up to that 14-hour mark a day. So yeah,
Oh, well, I know
she's
when,
definitely changed it now.
yeah, for sure. But and I know that when I did it as well too, I was quite astounded by how long I was
Mm,
actually sitting for. And so it made me more conscious of getting up and doing more. Because I'm someone that, for example, I'm not terribly worried about whether the floors get swept every day.
hmm
Or all of those types of things, whereas I know other ladies do worry about those types of things. And and so it those types of activities like doing the housework, doing, you know, a little bit of washing every day, they're all movement activities as well too, aren't
hmm
they?
Yeah,
Whereas for me, it's like, oh no, I'm not doing those things. So I have to find other ways to do it as well too.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Anything to final thoughts?
No, I just think it's just really important to, as you said before, be mindful, not mindless.
Absolutely. That's what I wanted to wrap up with. Being
Yeah,
more mindful, ladies, rather than mindless, being intentional in the activities that you do. Keep doing what you're doing as far as an exercise routine is concerned, but think about how much longer am I sitting in some way, shape, and form, and what can I do in order to change that? Because all of those little tiny movements is going to have a big impact on your health and your well-being as well too. Thanks for joining me, Sel.
thanks for having me, as
You're
always.
welcome. Okay, and I shall see you all very, very soon. See you, Sel. See you, ladies. Bye.
Bye.